Wait, come back. There, you found me. It's Mitch's Fake Radio. Hey, this is Mitch. It's my podcast, Mitch's Fake Radio. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It's great to be with you again.
You're locked into 60 minutes of nonstop action-packed back-to-back Mitch. Nothing but Mitch all hour long. 60 solid minutes of nonstop Mitch. Only on Mitch's Fake Radio.
I'm almost starting to get used to it and expect it. It's jarring. It might wake up the listeners. They may have been, like sleepily laying at their computers for hours, kind of got that little puddle of drool going next to their Cheetos, and their mouse is all covered in cheese crumbs, and then all of a sudden 60 minutes. I don't know how that guy does it, but he's so good at it. He just nails that shit. It's great. So this is my podcast back for episode 15. Wow, I can't believe that this will be episode 15. That's amazing. That's a lot of episodes. It is. I mean, like, you don't just rack up 15 episodes, not like, like the Survivor Girl podcast that airs on Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on Strange Friends Media. They're already at their 15th episode. These chicks are amazing. It's like they're just like birthing episodes left and right. It's crazy, just pinching them out. Well, that was too much. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyhow, I've got a fun show coming up for you tonight. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. I've got a new segment. I actually talk with Alexa. That's pretty cool. So I'll tell you more about that coming up also. I've got shout outs on the way. We'll do the weather. I think Haringe cut a new promo, so we're going to hear that for Haringe's hour of meditation. And a brand new segment called What's Mitch Reading? Yeah, like you would even care, but you're going to find out what I'm reading. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going to try to bring back Words to Live By from Mitch, because I told you months ago I was going to end each show with Words to Live By, but it didn't happen because I'm kind of a slacker. But we cut an official opener and closer to that segment, so I think that will probably help drive it home that we've got to do that every show, because people need it. They need to know what to live, how to live. Like if I could be a life coach. No, I have shit growing out of my gutters. I couldn't be a life coach. It's just, I should be reprimanded as a homeowner. My kitchen's a mess. My bathroom is almost completely done being remodeled. It's getting close. Might have said it last month that it's like 80% complete. I could see the light at the end of the toilet, that it's almost done. So I'm pretty excited about that. We put the floor in. That's pretty cool. It's a thin, almost commercial plastic floor that lays over a piece of foam on the subfloor. So it's really comfortable to walk on. It's pretty nice when you get out of the shower and it's not, a caustic feeling ceramic, hard, cold tile that makes you feel neglected. This is kind of warm, and it's like a hug for my feet. It's really kind of nice. I might try meditating in there, in the bathroom, on the floor, legs crossed, crisscross applesauce, finger touching my thumb, middle finger touching my thumb, go all haringe, balls to the walls, and meditate in that room, because it's going to be nice. I got the feng shui, I've got a jet tub and a walk-in shower. Thinking about buying one of those little chairs to set in the shower, the ones with the adjustable legs, so I can spread them or raise them high, just the right height, and then park it in there, because I got 2 shower heads in there. Yeah, I got a hose and the top piece. And so, and I'm gonna get the extender arm for that and put on the shower rain shower head. And that'll come right down over top of me. And imagine if I was sitting on a chair in there. I had my legs all sprawled out, my head against the back wall. That'd be awesome, man. Although my Austin, my contractor dude, has not installed the um, handicap bar. I want a handicap bar in there, right on the back long wall. And he's really dragging his feet on that. I hope he's listening on the job site somewhere. But you got to install that, Austin. I may have said it before on the program. I said, listen, if I fall down while masturbating, I mean washing my feet, that blood's going to be on your hands. And Austin said, Mitch, I don't want anything on my hands. And I said, well, you need to bring your fucking stud finder and mount that thing in there because I need protection. I need something to grab onto in that walk-in shower. So let's keep that in mind there, Austin. Yeah, and actually, we've had to become compliant with the internet, and we've got a test that we have to air. That's coming up a little bit later, so that's all coming up. I don't even know what time it is. 2 more? Okay, I'm going to try to... Actually, I got to go through my pieces of paper here because you know what I have, people? The weather forecast. Right here, I listened to episode 14. Complete chaos. Insanity. Couldn't find that weather forecast. Drove me nuts. So now I've got it. I'm going to practice it. And when that little sounder thingy hits, I'm going to nail it. I'm going to fill that weather donut just perfect. And you will know how to dress for work tomorrow. Right? Right on? Whether you need your sunblock or your galoshes. Galoshes, they happen. People still wear them. They just they're like condoms for your shoes. You will leave the house with protection on both feet. That's right, because it's wet in there. Okay. This is going really good. There's only another hour of this, you guys. Actually, the show might run a little bit short because I'm running a little short on material. So if it does, just let it happen.
On Mitch's Fake Radio, we do weather on the 8th. That means 8 minutes after every hour, we do the weather. Here's Mitch and the weather.
Tonight's weather, cloudy with showers. Low 62. Winds south by southeast 10 to 2. It should be 20 miles an hour.
For the latest up-to-the-minute forecast, listen to Mitch's Fake Radio. 8 minutes after every hour for the latest forecast with Mitch on Mitch's Fake Radio, right here on Strange Friends Media.
There. I had to add a 0. It was southeast winds 10 to 20 miles an hour. That wasn't so bad. I mean, it could have been worse. So I do appreciate you hanging out with me. I've got a heck of a long list of shout outs coming up later. So maybe some of my friends, I said I'm going to be doing shout outs on my Fake Radio podcast. You might want to tune in. That maybe they're listening. I hope they are. Seems like I always have the standard list of shout outs that there's a few people that are like cemented in there and they'll just be on there forever. So anyhow, stick around. There's more good stuff coming up. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back on Mitch's Fake Radio. Ow.
This segment of Mitch's Fake Radio is brought to you by Mitch's Kitchen. In every trip to Mitch's Kitchen, you'll hear Mitch as he walks you through the preparation of his own recipes of healthy, delicious dishes that can be made in minutes with inexpensive ingredients and minimal experience. Mitch's Kitchen has great food ideas for the mom on the go or the single guy that lives alone and only has to cook for himself because everybody else left and moved out. But that's okay, because that means more leftovers for him. No need to make this personal because Mitch will keep cooking for everyone else on the internet. Catch Mitch's Kitchen as it airs randomly during Mitch's Fake Radio. So the only way you can hear it is to listen to every single episode of Mitch's Fake Radio in its entirety. Fast forwarding is discouraged. Mitch's Kitchen, proud sponsor of Mitch's Fake Radio.
Wow, that's cool. Hey, you know what happened here just weeks ago was Tuscola Palooza. It was the first ever live rock festival in Cairo, and it's a nonprofit organization, and they help out local groups and charities, very similar to Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. I'm not nonprofit, but I get a group or charity to tag along, and I give them some of the proceeds and let them do a 50-50. So it's kind of my way to help out the community. So Tuscola Palooza, taking it one step further, and they did. It's very cool. They helped out the Child Advocacy Center of Tuscola County, and guess what? I'm a copycatter because I hooked up with them for my first show on September 20th. Why not? And Kathy, the one that runs that organization, turns out she was my son's school teacher about 15 years ago. So that's really neat. Nice to see her again and work with her. Tuscola Palooza was a blast. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. The bands were fantastic, and just a really nice, fresh event. It was, the grounds, the property out there was beautiful. They had a great stage, good sound. You could see everything. It was a bring your own BYOB party, basically. So people were mostly behaving. There was not too many hammered individuals out there, and some state troopers walking around, making sure it all stayed in line. It was cool. Tony gives me one thing to do. He says, Mitch, get plenty of audio from Tuscola Palooza. Be sure you get some cool sounds, some music, some people talking, maybe even interview some people. So I'm walking out of there, and I got one quick thing. That was all I got. Heather from the Don't Make This Weird podcast and Survivor Girl podcast, and my producer from this podcast, she got to get on stage and do a band introduction. That was very cool. And she did a fine job. High five over here. Right there we go. And I got to do that also. I bribed my way on. So that worked out really well for me. So let's go ahead and play some of the audio I got. I just got one recording. It was not so great. Let's see. August 10th was the first ever Tuscola Palooza. And Tony tells me, he says, Mitch, get one thing. All I want you to do is just get a bunch of audio from Tuscola Palooza. So I said, I can do that. No problem. So I went, I spent the whole day there. I had a blast, hung out with Heather. It was great. Infamous Quick was there. And so I hung out with Terry and just had so much fun. The food was great. I really enjoyed myself. And pretty much the one thing I forgot to do is to get like a bunch of audio of Tuscola Palooza. But I did get, like this. So this recording that you're listening to right now is, it's all the audio I got from Tuscola Palooza. Just kind of blew it, I guess. But actually, if we go back and we listen to this again, without me yakking over the whole thing, there's actually more here. So let's do that. We're going to back it up here and do that. Okay, so here it is again. And your job is to just basically listen and see what we can pick up from this recording of Tuscola Palooza 2019.
1, 2, check 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2.
Check 2, 1, 2. I'm wearing girls' underwear. 2.
What?
Check 2, 1, 2. We love Indiana.
It's not Indiana, man. It's Michigan.
Check 2, whatever. Check 2. Check 2, 1, 2. I'm on parole. 2.
on
Two,
parole.
1, 2. I keistered a corn dog. Check 2, 1, 2. I stole a Diet Pepsi. 2.
Guess that's why he's a roadie.
Check 2. Larry stole my licorice. Fucker. Check.
Attention. To the person that lost the small waterproof container containing marijuana, you will never see it again. The person that found it is going to smoke little bits of it until he retires.
See that? There was more. If you listen really closely, we heard all kinds of really interesting stuff there, from the roadies to announcements. That announcement, that'd be something else, to be driving along and find a small waterproof orange airtight container with a super solid packed joint and a half of some very stinky marijuana in it. Enough probably to break it up and make, I don't know, maybe 5 joints out of, old school joints. Could last a guy in his mid 50s until he's probably, I don't know, maybe 62 or so, right into his retirement. He starts getting those Social Security checks. Could probably afford some pot occasionally. Pretty nice. But Tuscola Palooza was a blast. Had so much fun. They helped out the Child Advocacy Center of Tuscola County, which gives legal representation to children that are in abusive situations. A very cool thing. As a matter of fact, I decided to team up with them for my first show in September of Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. So come to the show, help out their organization, help some kids out, in effect. So it's a very nice thing for us to do. And get ready for Tuscola Palooza 2020. I'm going to play a bigger part in it next year because I only got on stage once. I'm going to tell you about that in a little bit and how I weaseled my way up there. So thanks for tuning in this week. Keep it locked in. More good stuff coming up on Mitch's Fake Radio.
And now a message from the Gluten-Free Limited Meat Intake Advisory Board. If you're already practicing the gluten-free lifestyle, now there's even more fun to be had. Try limiting your meat consumption to 3 days a week, like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Eating vegetables, fruit, nuts, and cheese Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Sort of a half-assed vegetarian, if you will. It's a pretty healthy way to live, and you can achieve and maintain your ideal weight with no problem. Do you realize this planet will have 9.8 billion people on it by the year 2030? Quite frankly, this planet won't have enough room to grow the plants to feed the people, to feed the animals, to kill the animals, to feed the people. Statistically speaking, there's just not enough room. Anyway, food for thought, kick it around while you're eating your piles of ribs and buckets of fried chicken. A message from the Gluten-Free Limited Meat Intake Advisory Board.
In association with olives, walnuts, and avocado. Tuscola Palooza was so much fun. I was lucky enough to be on location to enjoy the show. And then I thought to myself, I got to get in front of this crowd. This is stupid that I'm here and I'm not in front of this crowd. So I went to Terry with Infamous Quick, and I said, who's running this show? Who's in charge of this Tuscola Palooza thing? And she says, it's the guy in my band. I'll hook you up with him. I said, well, listen, I want to make a donation. I want to donate $100 because I want to introduce your band on stage. She goes, oh, well, yeah, we could probably arrange that. So she went and talked to who she needed to, and it worked out that I was able to do that. So I got to go on stage and introduce her band. But I didn't record it when I did it. I had so much fun up there. It was great. So I'm thinking to myself, how can I, convey this to you? So we just did a little reenactment of the actual introduction of the band on stage. And so here it is. This is the reenactment of me introducing Infamous Quick at Tuscola Palooza. So here we go. Wow, Tuscola Palooza 2019. This is great. One question for you.
Bro, I lost my
Guys,
pot,
quiet
man.
down.
It was in an orange
Guys.
thing. Like a killer doobie and a half.
Are you guys having fun? I said, are you having fun? Yeah. My name's Mitch Gill, producer and host of Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club at Brentwood. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. First show of season 5 comes up on September 20th. I hope you'll come out and support live stand-up comedy in Tuscola County. Tuscola Palooza. Pretty cool, huh?
Do you know where my pod is,
Guys,
man?
quiet down.
It's in the orange
Buddy,
thing.
I don't know anything about your pod. Imagine the year 2039, the 20th anniversary of Tuscola Palooza. A lot of us are going to be here, right here, yeah. I mean, many of us will be in wheelchairs. In fact, I'll probably roll right into that lake as soon as I get here. But a lot's changed in 20 years. Like the Sugar Punk Fairies, they've put out 13 albums in the last 20 years. And all the members of the band are guys. I didn't even know when that happened. There's 9 dudes in the John Fett Quartet. That doesn't make any sense at all. The infamous Quick, still relatively quick. Yeah, they're still pretty quick, believe it or not. Crazy Babies, now crazy adults. Go figure.
What time is Zeppelin?
Fellas, pipe down.
Dude, Zeppelin's on.
Hey, I've got a podcast. It's called Mitch's Fake Radio. It's silly, it's all fake, and it's 1 hour you will never get back. So please check out Mitch's Fake Radio on YouTube. Please subscribe, click notifications so you know when another episode drops. Hey, this next band on stage, they are a local band, but they don't act local, and they sure as hell don't sound local. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Infamous Quick! Well, there you have it. There's our reenactment of me introducing Infamous Quick at the very first ever Tuscola Palooza 2019 right here in Tuscola County. It was fun. Yeah, it was better live. I mean, our reenactment was okay. The laugh tracks were a little off. They were a little bit abrupt. You know, it's sort of like it was like laughs on demand. It's like I could have said anything. It could have been like, I'm on parole. I keistered a corn dog. I'm wearing a condom. I found some pot. Who needs sunblock? I'm glad it's a meat day. Hey, what about, and then, hey, how about, what, I can pretty much say anything, you guys would laugh.
Hello and welcome. This is a Heringe from a Heringe Sour Meditation. It airs on Sunday nights at midnight, 1 a.m. until about 5 a.m. right here on the Strange Friends Media Group. I think most of you know about the show. It's a chance for you to meditate, to let your mind get in touch with your body, and your body get in touch with your soul. And this is just a reminder to you that most of you have listened to it 1 or maybe about 5 times, and you really like it. And if you're driving home right now, let's say it's like about 2 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and you're driving home, I want you to meditate with me. You just kind of prop one eye open and you close the other eye, and you just sort of take a little mental vacation, okay? You're just gonna kind of just doze off. Whether you're driving, you got the cruise control. Go ahead and use the cruise control, and we're just gonna we're gonna focus on our breathing. This is good. You might want to adjust the heat or the air conditioning a little bit there when you're driving. And you got the one eye open, you see everything, okay, you're still driving, okay. But you're kind of relaxed, you focus on your breathing. And that's what it's all about. That's all there is to do it when it comes to meditation. The only problem is that sometimes the incense will burn the dashboard of my car. Okay, the candles, they burn the floor mats sometimes. But don't worry about it. I don't sweat the small stuff. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. It's just a relax and a focus on your breathing. That's it. And tune in to Heringe Sour Meditation a Sunday night at 1 a.m. until 5 a.m. right here on a Strange Friends Media Group. And I want to thank you for meditating with me right now. It was so good. I think I saw you there. Yeah, and you were there, and you were there. It was very nice. Anyhow, I'll see you a Sunday night at midnight about 1 a.m. until about 5 a.m. right here on a Strange Friends Media. It's Harenke Saura Meditation.
Tony, how long was that promo? What? It was 2.5, almost 3 minutes? Jesus Christ, that's insane. He can't do a promo that long on my show. It's like his show inside my show. That is bullshit. Did he say not focus, but a focus? It sounded like he said focus. And he's talking people into meditating while driving with one eye open. I could never do that because I can't text with only one eye open. You know, that's hard. Snapchat, that's even more work. Jeez, that's crazy. You know what? I think I'm going to have to cut a promo for next month that my promo will run on Haringe's show. Yeah, and I will not be sparing on the clock with that. And I don't plan on saying fuck us during the whole promo. But thanks for tuning in to Mitch's Fake Radio. I appreciate you spending your Monday evening with me. I want to talk about comedy because I've been doing some stand-up comedy. I have good friends to thank. I want to thank Donnie Ramos Jr. He is a new friend. He is a veteran. He was in the Air Force for 9 years, and he's a cool dude. And he's starting to do some open mics around the Bay City area, and I really appreciate what he's done by putting these shows on. Also, I want to thank Melissa Hager for the open mics that she has produced. Melissa is the owner and proprietor of the comedy series. You may have heard of that. That happens all over Michigan, basically. She's really spreading out fast. She's got some great shows, so check out the comedy series on on Facebook, and you can find out where all her shows are. But I performed at the Birch Run Speedway back on August 1st. It was a lot of fun, and that made me think of being at doing commercials down in South Carolina for the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And I used to do those, and I would go, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And it made me think of this. It would be like, Thursday, 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 open my comedy night at the Birch Run Speedway. But it was, it's different. It wasn't racing. It was fun to tell jokes at a speedway that I wasn't pumping gas, to just one other person standing there. They weren't expecting to get a bit, but I would just dish one out for them when I tell them, please come and see my comedy show. Listen to my podcast. And they go, I got to go, motherfucker. And they just jump in their car and take off. But anyhow, thanks, Melissa. That was on August 1st. And then I went over to Castaways in Bay City on August 6th for Donnie Ramos' show, which is called Double Edge Comedy. And he's going to create a show page on Facebook, so you'll be able to find out about his shows, but I'm going to tell you about him. Then again on the 23rd or 22nd, I was at the Birch Run Speedway again with Melissa. And then the same night I ran over to Duso's bar in Bay City and performed. And that was great to do both those shows in one night. I had fun doing that. And then White's Bar in Saginaw, corner of State and Bay over there. I performed just last night with my friend Willie Irvin and a whole bunch of pals over there. I'll do a couple of them in the shout outs. Coming up, shows on the way, going to be at Country House Lounge in Calcallan on August 28th. That's, day after tomorrow, I think. That's with Double Edge Comedy with Donnie. And then on September 21st, he's got another one going on at, oh my gosh, I can't read it.
We're counting down. Still 30 minutes to go of nonstop action back to back Mitch. Only on Mitch's Fake Radio. We're at the bottom of the hour. We still have to go all the way to the top of the hour. Guess what that is? That's another 30 minutes of nonstop action back to back Mitch. Only on Mitch's Fake Radio.
I forgot about that. Jumping in there at the halfway mark. So, yeah, I can't read that. But anyhow, Johnny's got another one. He's going to start his page, which is Double Edge Comedy. Make a note of that and look on Facebook for it. You could also find information on his shows with Donnie Ramos Jr. And then he'll be back at Castaways on the 25th. And then Melissa, she's also got her show, I believe, on the same night on the 25th at the Bust Stop Bar and Grill. That's in Birch Run. And most of these shows start at 8 or 9. You could check on Facebook to pinpoint them. But I'll be at most of those because I've got to practice comedy. You know, I've got a show coming up myself on September 20th, which is a Friday night. It's going to be at Brentwood, doing it along with the Child Advocacy Center. Going to give a portion of the proceeds to them. If you don't know about the Child Advocacy Center, what they do is when kids in Tuscola County are abused or sexually abused, they will have a meeting with them and get the story from them. And then they will give that story to all the other professionals that investigate crimes like that and not force these kids to tell the story 50 million times to 20 different people. And it really, I think, is a nice deal. So check out the Child Advocacy Center if you want more information. Child Advocacy Center of Tuscola County. And come to the show, and you could talk to representatives there. They might even have some literature on the tables. So my comedy show, headliner Keith Ruff from Detroit. He's been doing comedy in Detroit and all over the country for many, many years. So check him out. Also features Shelley Smith. She's going to be on. And Rob Schneider is performing as well. And Mitch Gill from Carroll, Michigan. Yeah, it's going to be an awesome show. I certainly hope you'll join us. Tickets are $15. And they are on sale right now. And if you listen to the Don't Make This Weird podcast, probably the week before, you'll be able to win tickets to my show. They're going to have a pair of tickets to give away, which they'll make, give you several hoops to jump through to make that possible. But I think you'll be able to do it. So, yeah, we still have stuff to do. I know that we've got to do that test. If you want to do, I think that's coming up. We should probably roll that. We've got to be compliant with the internet, and so we've got to air these things. So let's take care of this test. It's coming up right here.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency fake broadcast system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency fake broadcast system. The podcasters of your internet, in voluntary cooperation with federal, state, and local authorities, have developed this system to keep you informed in the event of an actual emergency. If this had been an actual emergency, the attention signal you just heard would have been followed by official fake news or instructions. This station serves the world because it's the internet. This concludes this test of the emergency fake broadcast system. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Well, this is fun. I have been introduced to Amazon.com. I have friends that shop and buy stuff there all the time, so I thought I would get in there and take a look, It's dangerous because you could just spend and spend and spend and just have little boxes on your front porch, probably drones bringing shit to you before you know it. So I splurged and I spent $29.99 on an Amazon Echo Dot third generation. It was $29.99. So I've got an Echo in my house so I can talk to Alexa. It's crazy. And so let's just check this thing out. I'll turn it on here. Alexa, find Mitch's fake radio skill.
Find Mitch's fake radio skill.
This will be fun. So, how long is this going to take, Alexa?
Still searching for Mitch's fake radio skill.
Alexa, it's not Mitch's fake radio skill. It's Mitch's fake radio skill.
Okay, still searching for Mitch's fake radio skill.
Because if this is going to take too long, I could be watching forklift fail videos on YouTube.
Forklift fail videos. Never heard of them.
Seriously?
No.
Yeah, you got to check them out. They're the best. I mean, sometimes whole warehouses just crumble.
Well, okay, I will watch some while I am clearing your search history, like you have me do every night.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, man. I guess this thing has been in the house a couple of weeks. I mean, I was just talking out loud. This is creepy. Oh, well. Anyhow, how about Mitch's fake radio? Did you ever find it?
Sorry, I'm still not finding Mitch's fake radio skill.
Oh, man. No shit?
No shit. In fact, I'm not finding any skill from Mitch at all.
Ah, fuck. How do I fix that?
Well, you could start by acquiring a skill.
I guess I could take a CNA course and get a CNA license, or maybe take another comedy class, something.
Any skill at all. I'm serious here. Any redeeming quality at all. Just get one.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll work on getting a skill. It's not like I don't have enough irons in the fire. Jeez.
So what would you like me to do?
All right. Well, I guess go ahead and play WTF Podcast with Mark Maron.
Playing WTF Podcast with Mark Maron.
It's Mark Maron.
Whatever.
That guy's a legend. Don't screw his name up.
Sorry about that. We good?
Yeah, we're good. Good night, Alexa.
Good night, Mitch.
Oh, this is a pretty smart purchase. I think it was. I like that thing. She's a little sassy, that Alexa. But I like her. Oh, man. Well, that was fun. So I mentioned my comedy show. Believe it or not, the ink is still wet on the lineup of dates for this season of Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club at the Brentwood, which actually I got a nice compliment when I went into City Hall tonight to ask them about dates to see if these were going to conflict with any, with my dates, with their dates of events or whatever around the city. And I said, I shook a guy's hand and I said, my name's Mitch and I wanted to check some dates to see if they were going to coincide with yours. Not bump in anything. I put on a comedy show at the Brentwood. He said, Mitch Gill, you're famous. And I said, I did that. I'm only famous. I'm like Michael Jackson. He decided he was the king of pop. And I decided I'm the king of comedy here in Caro. But I'm actually not like Michael Jackson. I'm an old, super white guy. So, but anyhow, it was nice to get recognized by my name. So that was pretty cool. So I've got him right here. Do you, yeah, that would be probably next. But so here, get out an ink pen and pencil if you want and write these dates down. You guys are going to hear them first right here. So obviously September 20th is my first one. Then we're going up, trying to go about 5 weeks between shows. So you got a chance to breathe and figure out what you're doing. October 26th is the next one. These are all going to happen at the Brentwood. And then November 29th. And then New Year's Eve at Brentwood. Yeah, and I will get that show completely done by 10 p.m. So you can go to a house party with the rest of your swingers and bring in the new year. And so that's New Year's Eve. And then we move on to the next holiday, Valentine's Day. That's right, February 14th. We're going to do it right there. It's a Friday. That's perfect. And then March 21st, right around the corner from my 9-year gluten-free anniversary, because that was March 27th, and then April 25th. So that's all the dates of Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club for season 5, folks. 5. This will be 5 years I've been doing this. Man. And going from there, I want to talk about Solid State Live at the Pix. Had our first season last year, and actually it was like part of last year and this year. So I've got all the dates for that. I'm going to give them to you right now. All these shows are on Fridays, and they start at 7 p.m., and it's comedy and music. One tight, fun hour for free. It's great. So we'll start out in October on the 11th, October 11th, November 8th. This is all at the Pix Theater in downtown Lapeer. December 13th, January 10th, February 7th. I should slow down. February 7th, and then March 13th. So there you go. You probably heard me scratching my head. Does Mitch have fleas? No, I don't. But that's and then I got a few weddings thrown in there, so I'm going to be kind of busy for the winter months. But it's good because you get stagnant if you don't. And then I also have a podcast every month. Yeah. How can I even pay attention to my balls? My cat balls. You know, the poor little guy gets neglected. I feel bad. Actually, tonight I busted him sitting about 2 feet away from a black cat that was eating dry food outside my garage. Remember last month with that dry food, phantom food feeder? Yeah, and so I walked up and Balls got a little closer to the black cat. The black cat struck at Balls. Then I kicked the black cat. Not real hard. I just said, get the fuck out of here, and kicked him, and he ran across the alley. And then when I came out 5 minutes later, all the food was gone. He came back and ate it. So I really need to talk to my neighbors. You know, if you're going to feed cats, feed them over at your house, not at my house. It's not charity property for stray animals. All right. I do you know what time it is? I think it's time for shout outs. That's right. Hey dude, how you doing? Well, how's your wife? Oh, you divorced? Oh yeah. Well, how are the kids? Oh, that's right, you guys didn't have kids. Right on to the single life. Yeah. Sweet, we'll get together, all right? Yeah. Hey, girl, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you. And thanks for that text. Oh, that wasn't it. You blocked me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get you your lawnmower back to you. We'll see if we can fix that, okay? Thanks for loaning it to me. Hey, buddy. Hey, man. How's it going? Hey, sport. How you doing? Ladies, what's up? All right. One of my favorite segments is shout outs. That's when I get to talk about people that I have run into over the last month, and I like to mention them on the podcast. And one of my favorite people, two of my favorite people, they're both in Texas. I want to give a shout out to my son Spencer. He's in the Navy down there. And he's training really hard and working really hard. He's doing very good, by the way. He is meeting his physical requirements. His test is coming up for physical requirements here just days away. And he's meeting the numbers on everything he has to. So this will deem him on the doorstep of being a total badass, because these are tough requirements. They're like almost Navy SEAL requirements. So he's getting there. So shout out to you, Spencer. Also in Texas is my ex-girlfriend, Linda. She's down there, and they're in the same city. So maybe they'll get together at some point and say hi to each other. I plan on visiting, so I'll visit Spencer and see Linda, and the three of us will probably have dinner. That'd be nice. Bunch of other shout outs. I want to say hi to my pal Courtney from work and her two lovely daughters, Mahalia and Elijah Mary. That's not really their names. Their names are Avea and Emmerly. And I said, Avea, isn't that an Oldsmobile? It sounds like an Oldsmobile, but they're super cute kids. I really like them. Also want to say hi to my friend Shane Dials. Shane's got, he's a very good comedian, very funny dude. I performed with him last night at White's Bar. He's got 2 podcasts. You should listen to him right after you listen to mine. This is funny, right? That's one podcast, and the other podcast is Lighten Up, and that one is with my 2 other comedy pals, Steve Hansen and Billy Reno. So they inadvertently got shout outs by me mentioning Shane Dials, because I don't know if either of those dudes listen to this podcast, but I think Shane's listening to mine. So thank you, buddy. I want to say hi to Melissa Hager. I already mentioned her. Donnie Ramos Jr. I already mentioned him. Elena Gonzalez, she performed last night. Adam Vandergak, he did stand up, and he also can be heard on Q90.1 in the mornings. He runs the morning show in there for NPR, so it's pretty cool. Willie Irvin, Eric Walensky, 2 other comics. Dolores Port, she is another comic. And I want to say hi to Becky Huey. She is from the Survivor Girl podcast. She gets a shout out, and she also gets a shout out via Heather thanking her for catching the typo when she was writing about my show tonight. It's from being Mitt to Mitch. So but I would come if you call me Mitt, because I know it's just part of my name. Candy Ray says hello, and Lalani Co. Hey, Mitch, what's happening? So there we go. And Sasha's a great listener. She's here every month, so thank you. She's here every month like a good period. Oh, and there's nothing good about a period. All right, so that's it for shout-outs. Right? Wait, isn't there an outro to shout-outs? No? Oh, okay. I thought there was, but I guess not. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, new segment. Let's do it. This is a brand new segment, you guys. Check this out.
Say, do you often wonder what Mitch is reading? I mean, seriously, who gives a shit? But who knows? Maybe you just want to know so you could tell a friend about what Mitch is reading. It could be interesting, it could be helpful, or it could just plain be relaxing. Have you heard what Mitch is reading? I believe he's learning about shingles.
I heard he's reading about the Donner Party. Those folks had to eat each other just to survive.
Clarissa at work told me over by the water cooler that Mitch was going to read a book about gentleman's hygiene and the delicate art of manscaping. Bobby, bring me my razor.
Why don't you curl up in your favorite chair with a cup of hot cocoa and your As Seen on TV Snuggie, and let's tune in to Mitch's Fake Radio and find out together what Mitch is reading.
That was cool. That almost sounded professional, didn't it? Especially that spot-on Hank Hill impression. Bobby got in there even. That's pretty cool. So what am I reading? Let's see. What am I reading? I'm reading a book that it's kind of taken me a while to read this thing because, well, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I can only read this while I'm in the bathroom. So that kind of makes it hard because I might get like 2 pages, like 2 pages in 2 minutes or so, maybe a minute and a half a page. And so it takes a while to read a book. Cause I was telling one friend about a book I read once and he said, that book, I wouldn't give 2 shits for that book. And I said, 2? I gave 136 shits for that book. That's how long it took me to read it. Took a long time. So anyhow, the book I'm reading right now is by J.D. Robb, and it's called Dark in Death. And it's interesting to go from reading one author and understanding their style and their rhythm and their cadence, their little verbal hooks and things that you pick up on and you're almost expecting and you're comfortable with it. And then you change authors and it's like, whoa, there's a whole bunch of new things to learn, you know. So this is a pretty good book though. I'm enjoying Dark in Death. I'm going to read the back of the cover for you. On a February night during a screening of Psycho, someone sunk an ice pick into the back of Chanel Raylan's neck. And I'm just abbreviated. It wound up mimicking a death that was in another author's book. And so she heard about this death. So she contacted Eve, the police detective who was investigating this death. She said, hey, that's like just like the death that was in my book. So Eve and her billionaire husband, Rourke, wind up curling up in front of the fire and they have to read novels to get caught up and figure out who's going to get killed next from this student, because there was another murder earlier by a street worker, you know, a hooker, and that one also mimicked one of this author's murders. So anyhow, they've got to read these books to try to figure out who's going to get killed next. And there's some very sketchy characters in this book, and it's also interesting because it's based in 2061. The book is. So they talk about links, you know, like a phone is a link, and it just kind of weird lingo. It's like this author, J.D. Robb, like dreamt up, you know, verbal hooks and things for 2061. That's kind of wild. So other books that are on deck for me is Fate of Food. I also want to read Nevertheless by Alec Baldwin and Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. And I want to go to an email that I wanted to read you because this is very interesting. Steve Hamilton. So I wrote to Steve Hamilton. He's the Alex McKnight book series writer. He also wrote the Nick Mason series. And Nick Mason's third book was released, and then it wasn't. Got pulled, I guess. And so I wrote him, very short and sweet. I said, Dear Steve, when will I be able to read the next Nick Mason book? Sincerely, Mitch Gill, Carroll, Michigan. I got an email from Steve Hamilton. Not a blanket one. This is just to me. It says, Mitch, thanks for the note! ! It's a little weird not having a book out this summer, but I have a new publisher and I will have a new schedule for the next couple of books, parentheses, with a possible surprise or two. Question mark. That was nice. And then he says, I hope you'll hang in there and I'll let everyone know as soon as I know. Thanks again, and I hope you're having a great summer, Steve Hamilton. Isn't that cool? So I wrote him back. He didn't reply. What did I say? I said, oh, no, did I? Yeah, it seems like I did. Let me see if I can find that. Dear Steve, thanks for the reply. I'm not going anywhere. I have no problem waiting for your books. They're just that good. Sincerely, Mitch Gill. So thank you. Yeah, I'm very, very proud of that. Thanks, Steve Hamilton. He gets a shout out. Right on, bro. So there we go. That does it for this segment of What's Mitch Reading. I think there's special outro music for this.
We sure hope this was helpful, interesting, and fun. If you'd like to learn more about these books and other books Mitch talks about, please go to your local library, you dummy. And tune in next time on Mitch's Fake Radio to find out what Mitch is reading.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That almost makes it sound like you should tune in just to find out what Mitch is reading. I don't know how that guy did it. He just made it sound so cool. I like it when he said, just played interesting. That was pretty cool. Got to talk about Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival just briefly here. You can get all the information you want about Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival that happens in Bay City.
You're still locked into 60 minutes of nonstop action back to back Mitch. That's right, you've listened to 50 full minutes of Mitch. That means 10 minutes left of Mitch. I did the math right here on Mitch's Fake Radio.
Okay, did you get that? Good. Okay, so Hell's Half Mile Film and Music Festival happens September 26th through the 29th all over Bay City. I'm talking indie films, indie rock, and they have all the films picked out. They will have a schedule on all the movies, when and where they're playing, coming out very soon, and that will be posted on hhmfest.com, also on HHM on Facebook. Please, I urge you, get tickets, go. It's right in Bay City. It's like 43 minutes to get there from here. And this is stuff you would have to drive to Ann Arbor or Grand Rapids or Detroit or Chicago to see these kinds of bands and to catch these kinds of indie films. They're so cool. I have my all access pass. I've already commandeered that. You can get an all access pass right now. They are $75, but right now, early bird, $65. If you just want to go to the movies, they're $50, but they're $40 right now. And for music, get all the music for $20. It gets you into every show. And there's some really cool bands leaning hard on chick rock this year. Inadvertently, that's just what's happening. So get to Hell's Half Mile. I will see you there because I'm going to be out there to see shows all over town. I can't wait to enjoy that festival. So let's see. Yeah. I don't even know what's going on. Time now for Words to Live By from
That's
Mitch.
right.
They're actually fake words to live by, fake words of wisdom. We could almost call them for wisdoms. Yes, it's time for wisdoms from Mitch. For wisdoms. I made that up 1 hour and 30 minutes ago. For wisdom. So months ago, I said I would tell you words to live by at the end of each show. And I really fell off the wagon doing that. I haven't done that, and I feel ashamed that I haven't done it. And I'm going to tell you why I haven't done it. It's because I'm actually struggling on a daily basis just to keep my shit together. I know I put up a really steely facade of confidence, and I look, I've got a nice minivan. I look like I've got beautiful bicycles, but I have shit growing out of my gutters, people. I don't even know what's going on most of the time in my life. I'm just doing my best to hang on and to produce words of wisdom. It's just not really feasible. I mean, I think I need counseling. I mean, possibly counseling. It could be counseling. It could be maybe a support group or something. Because I think I'm just inches away quite often from taking a whole wagon full of Amish people hostage and forcing them to play Xbox with me and watch classic MTV videos and to read Wired magazine online. I'm just that close. So if I had a support group or a sponsor, like an alcoholic has a sponsor, then I could call him and he could talk me down off the Amish wagon. Because right now, all I do, the life I lead is I'm just faking it. I'm just a huge faker. I even have a podcast called Mitch's Fake Radio. So I guess that's the words of wisdom to live by this month is fake it till you make it. That's it. Just because I'm a fucking faker. That was Words to Live By from Mitch. For wisdoms. That's right. That's what we called them, was for wisdoms. Please join us next time for more For Wisdoms from Mitch. Well, that worked. I think for wisdoms. That's a good word, isn't it? Maybe there'll be a bumper sticker for wisdoms. I know we got to be close, right? 1 minute? Whoa. I used the wrong bathroom at work. I was at the company picnic yesterday, and I was in the bathroom right by the dessert area. I walked in there, washing my hands, and this nice-looking woman is outside. She's looking at me. I'm like, ooh, you're kind of cute. But she kept looking at me. I'm like, get away from me, you hot creep. I'm trying to use the fucking bathroom in here, you know? So I wound up closing the door. I went into the stall. I flossed after I washed my hands. I flossed, and then I took a piss, and I walked out. And when I was walking out, this little girl was standing right in the doorway. I'm like, oh, you need to go use the girls' bathroom. It's next door. She didn't move. I said, you're going to use the wrong bathroom. 3 coworkers at work said, Mitch, what are you doing in the girls' bathroom? Use the wrong bathroom. So I hope that little girl didn't use that toilet. I hope another woman finds it and says, well, it must have been some tough bitch in here because she left the seat up and pissed all over the rim. It's just some old weird perv flossing his teeth, taking a pee in the girls' bathroom. Well, I think that's going to about wrap it up. My name is Mitch Gill, and this has been Mitch's Fake Radio. Thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you next month. More good stuff. I'm going to do a promo for Haringe's show next month. Yeah. So, again, thank you so much for tuning in to Mitch's Fake Radio. Peace out, motherfucker.